the Brooklyn Nets have had their fair share of offseason drama, and I do not think the regular season will be any different. I think they'll still get the heightened media attention, primarily because they have three polarizing superstars. Let's take a look at the first 10 games for the Brooklyn Nets. What are your initial thoughts on their start of their season?
I think they have a pretty tough schedule actually to start off with. And I say that because they actually have three back-to-backs. October 26th and 27th, October 31st and November 1st, and November 4th and November 5th. So the league is like, y'all gonna give us some games. Y'all gonna give us some games. Y'all gonna have this tough schedule because technically, since y'all the big two, with Kyrie and KD hadn't really played like everybody's anticipating, y'all gonna start today. And y'all gonna start these first 10. So no, I think it's a pretty tough schedule for them, considering that with Ben Simmons supposedly playing, they've never played together before. So yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be must-see TV, trust.
Oh, it definitely will. But I think that this is a nice little warm up for the Brooklyn Nets. A team that is going to be reintegrating Joe Harris, getting Ben Simmons off of injury. I think this is good for a team that's trying to build some chemistry. They added TJ Warren and Markieff Morris. This is a good start to get them, warmed up, get the muscles going. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, like, if you look at their schedule, what are some of the games that jump off? Like, which games do you have circled?
The Pels for sure. Game number 1. Yes, I have that game scheduled for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's the first game from Ben Simmons because he hasn't played since June of 2021. That's number 1. And then it's the first game of Zion Williamson. So since Zion Williamson didn't play last season either. So I think that game will be a highlighted game. I hate it it's not on a major nationally televised because it should be. Just those two people alone, Zion and Ben Simmons, is going to make this game a game that I have to watch. I want to see how they both integrate. Now, the Kyrie can do. I get what, KD can do. I understand what CJ McCollum can do. I've seen Brandon Ingram last season, although Kyrie had a small piece of last season, but I did see it. But the big ticket, Ben Simmons and Zion. So, yeah, game number 1, absolutely.
Yeah, straight out the gate. Now, I have the game circled against the Toronto Raptors because, you know what? That game is in Brooklyn, so Kyrie will be able to play because I think Toronto is still holding on to that whole thing. But the game that is like in bold for me is the one against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, because you're going to have to go through the Bucks, to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're trying to get back.
And not only that, if it wasn't for a toe on the line,
yes,
we may be having a whole different discussion anyway.
Yes.
And we may feel different about that matchup in the postseason of 2021.
It was the bubble, yes. Wasn't it?
Was it the bubble? When his toe was the bubble.
Yeah, it was the bubble.
It was, that was a long time ago. But yeah, toe on the line. Like, what? So the outcome could have been totally different, right? So yeah, no, it's almost like a rematch. And as you mentioned, it will be a match that the Brooklyn Nets will have to do if they want to even remotely see the NBA Finals. So they will be going through the Bucks. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So, and I think the league believes that they have it broadcast on ESPN for all of us to see. Is there another game that stands out for you?
Just those two.
Uh-huh.
Just those two for me. Just those two. I would say the games against the Indiana Pacers will be their regroup. No disrespect. But yeah, it'll be their regroup. They would have played 5 games prior. Let's see y'all. Let's recalibrate. See what's going on. Where we are. How many games have we won? How many games have we lost so far? Let's readjust. And then let's get back in there. But yeah, that's for me, that's going to be best games.
All right, so what do you think some of the challenges will be for the Brooklyn Nets? I mean, coming off a season where they did not have their full complement of players. Let's just consider, the KD general manager, owner drama that went on regarding Steve Nash as the head coach. What do you see as some of the challenges starting this season?
Their biggest challenge will be chemistry with the coaching staff and the front office. That will be the biggest challenge that I foresee. And how much respect will each group have for one another. Like when you're talking about wanting to get somebody fired, and then you think we're going to come back and come together and have this chemistry and kumbaya, somebody going to have something lingering in the back of their mind. They may be able to, fake it for the first 30 games, but I think it's going to end up showing up. And if it shows up, it's going to be a detriment because I would like to see how they handle it. What if Steve Nash want to make in-game adjustments? So Kyrie and KD going to be like, what you talking about? Go and sit
Yeah,
down somewhere. Go and sit at the end of the bench. We're talking about players that, you know, are superstars in the league. And one of the players wanted the coach gone. That is going to be huge for how successful the Brooklyn Nets are this season.
absolutely. I have chemistry, coaching, and continuity being three of the biggest challenges for the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, but when you think about it though, KD and Kyrie both said that they didn't need a coach. And I think they've made that pretty clear throughout last season. And so when it comes down to crunch time in the last 2 minutes of the game, and the like you said, the in-game adjustments that Steve Nash may want to make, how are they going to accept that? You
Just,
know, how is that gonna look? And first of all, too, KD kind of wanted out of the Brooklyn Nets.
that's
And
what I'm
then all
talking
of a
about.
sudden he had to, kind of come back and say, okay, let's work on it. I don't know. I'm still not 100% sure that he wants to be there. I think this was a last resort for him.
The fact that he wanted to leave the franchise, I think they could recover from that because they may have been able to offer him something that one of the reasons why he wanted to leave, maybe they could have been able to salvage that. The challenge comes when the reports show that he wanted the coach and the general manager fired. That right there, that's personal. You can't help but take that personal. I mean, everything else, oh, it's for the business. You didn't want to leave. I guess it's a business. But you wanted me fired. You brought me over here. You advocated for me to come here. I didn't do what you wanted, or it didn't fare out the way you wanted. The cards weren't in our favor. And now you want me gone? Mm-mm. Nah, no, 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 no. I'm telling you, they may have been able to come to an agreement on how they want to manage themselves, but a blow up is about to happen. There is no way that you can. I don't see how they can recover from it long term. I just don't
Yeah.
see it. I don't see it. Somebody's gonna have something to say about it. It's gonna happen. Yeah, and I think
You
that's gonna be a problem with their overall season and how successful they are. I really believe that.
yeah, can you imagine the first day of training camp? I mean, I just
The trust is gone. Trust
yes.
is gone. I say one thing and then I look over and y'all huddled in a corner somewhere. I'm the coach. I say one thing, but then to one of the players, and then I turn around and y'all huddled in telling them y'all huddled together. The atmosphere is gonna be messed up. They could be talking about what they're gonna eat for dinner, but the fact that people will be clicked up and huddled together, everybody's gonna be like, what is that? It's just going. I'm telling you right now, that whole environment will be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable, and it will play out on how they play in the game. It's going to be uncomfortable. I don't want to be.
Okay,
I
but
would not want to be in that environment. Mm-mm.
but even with that, because they're so talented, I mean, like I said, they played without Joe Harris last season, and he was their sniper.
Yeah,
So it'd be good to get him back in the fold. I
yeah,
do
I agree.
believe, and I've been riding with Ben Simmons since the jump. I think he's going to be ready for next season. He's got to be. I mean, this is his time after not playing at all and all that he went through. To get back in shape and back on the court. Ben Simmons has to show improve next
I
season. He has
oh
to.
oh, it's imperative for his future. It's imperative for him to change the narrative about how people feel about him. That's it. It's imperative for him to show the Sixers that he is still that dude, although it didn't work out well with them. It is imperative for him to show improve. But to do it in this environment, if he can sustain and come through that, then he'll change a lot of people's minds because it's going to be a rough one. Not from
Yeah.
maybe a
Oh,
skill perspective, but from who do I take direction from? It's going to be something else.
yes. Okay. So let's get into our game predictions for the first 10 for the Brooklyn Nets. How do you think they'll do?
I have them going 7-3.
Mm,
7-3. Again, I haven't seen this group play together. And I say, is this a big three? Are they a big three? Are we labeling them a big three?
I
Or is it too
am.
soon?
I am. Ben Simmons, yeah, he definitely adds to that. I can't overlook Ben Simmons as being
Okay.
part of the big three.
Okay. Well, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if y'all think the Brooklyn Nets have a big three. But anyway, my prediction is 7-3. And I have them actually losing to Memphis, Bucks, and Dallas. And
Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
Something about that Dallas team. I don't know yet. But I think I, I, I am. The Dallas have high favor for me going into the season this year, just because of the pickups that they have. Because I know how phenomenal Luka is. Now I will say this: Kyrie will be running circles around Luka because he is so fast. He's so fast and he's so skilled. Great ball handling, Kyrie. but Luka's still not anything to sleep. He knows how to get around that when he has the ball. So we don't know that. So I have Dallas. I have Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have?
Okay. I have them going 8-2 on this stretch.
Okay.
I have them winning the first game and
Uh-huh.
then losing against the Toronto Raptors and the Memphis Grizzlies. But then they're going to go on an incredible winning streak to finish out the first 10. I mean, they're just going to mollywop, the Bucks, Dallas on down to the Charlotte Hornets. I just see it. The 2 games against the Indiana Pacers, that's just like, you know, it's just going to be a walk in the park right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now I say they're going to lose to Dallas, but to Indiana, smooth sailing. Absolutely.
Smooth, very smooth.
Smooth sailing all the way through Charlotte. Yes.